Hello all. So in this video I will be demonstrating how can we do suspension test rig modeling in Adams. So in this we have modeled double wishbone suspension along with uh, anti-roll bar and its steering tie rods. So just it is not full steering but only tie rods are modeled. So I will play the animation first and we will see the how it is working. So larger model it will take some time to load the animation. So this suspension test rig, so two wheels are moving in opposite direction, and in that case we can see the behavior of suspension system. This is a front suspension. Also you can observe the this working of anti-roll bar and working of this tie rod arrangement, how these joints are connected and all this. So here there are few modeling aspects in that. So we will use our previously modeled one ATV bike model. In one of the video I have explained that. So we will take only front suspension part and some part of frame as it is. We will model this test rig support in Adams only. We will create simplified geometries, then we will create this tie rods and FE bar. So FE bar has to be flexible one. So how can we do that? We will see. So once again I will run simulation and basically how this is working. From front view we can visualize better. So suspensions are moving in opposite direction. I have defined the motion to this post wheel support in opposite direction. So we'll start with our modeling part. So I am going to new window. I have opened that ATV bike model. So we have done this model in our one of the tutorial. So first I will delete unnecessary parts from this. So I won't need this road part, so I will delete. Then I will also not require this rear wheels, delete all. So basically it will delete all the joints associated with these parts and constant. Then delete these parts also, frame, keep the frame, delete all, or you will go in a model tree and we can delete this road. Show road also delete. Then tire rod right, tire rod left, keep as it is. Handle will keep as it is. Front wheel left, right, wheel rear right, delete. Then wheel mount okay, right, rear suspension, delete. You say right, upper control arm right, lower control arm right, wheel mount left, UCA left, LCA left, frame. So this part will require. From frame also we will not require all the bodies, so we'll keep only this front side bodies. So just go to inside the frame. So we'll delete unnecessary solids. So select solids by using control. So it will show which solids are selecting. Delete this. Then again select. Or instead of frame we can also create some dummy part so that it will act as a frame. So these many part will delete. You can solid to select, delete, again delete this also. If we keep part count as minimum as possible, it will be good for our model. It will solve in minimum possible time, and also it will avoid unnecessary degrees of freedom. So solid, again delete this solid also. Okay, I think these many parts are enough for our frame. So okay, so what we'll do first, so there are already joints here, so we will not change these joints. So in this model I have explained how these joints are defined. So mostly these are the spherical joints. So first I will need to create this post. So I will create the test rig. So it is like this one, yellow color is one fixed part or grounded part, and this one is a reciprocating part with respect to this. So we'll create these parts first. So what we'll do, we'll create markers at the bottom surface of this all these tires. I will change the background to the white. So first we'll go to the wheel front right or wheel front left. So front right it is there. So center of mass. So here center of mass, we'll copy this marker. So first we'll see the what is the location of center of mass marker. So right click here and copy. So marker 5, still it is not created. Copy. Okay, cm2 is now created. So we'll rename this marker as a rig marker. That test rig marker, it will define the location. So modify this marker, modify. So we will move this marker to this location. So right now its location is y direction location minus 254. Its orientation 0 0 0 will keep as 0 comma 0 comma 0. So it will orient properly. Here I will change to, so I will see the what is the location of in this model. Press V so that it will show the all the markers and connectors. So wheel, here this is a marker at you can see this marker is highlighted. I will just see the what is the location I have defined. So y location is minus 426. Okay, so here y location, modify, minus 425. You can calculate this location by measuring this diameter of the tire. So to save the time, just I use this ready-made one. So marker is created, still it is not at the exactly bottom surface. Modify 426. Okay, now it is seems at the bottom. Similarly we will do it for this side also. We'll first front left copy the center of mass marker, we'll rename as a rig marker, then modify. So we need to change only y location, all will be remain same. It will be below exactly center of mass marker. So 426, we will change its orientation. Before going to any change, just observe what changes are appearing. So you have to be careful of that 0. Okay, so we will create those test rigs here. Now go to the bodies part, then here we will create cylinder. So location will choose this marker, click here, and so it is orienting in not proper direction. So I will rename it test rig, let's say 1. So we will this marker, so we'll change the orientation of this marker. If we change this, let's say 0, 0, so it will show this is the orientation, but this is not a proper orientation. So I will explain here. So if we go to test rig, rig 1, so this is a part called rig 1. So if we go, what is the orientation of 180 degree, 90, 180? So it will change the orientation of this cylinder. So here will 180 comma 90 comma 180. So apply. So it is oriented now, but it is orienting in upward direction. One of the orientation you can do it to the 0. Keep it is 180. Here we will make 0, so it will go in downward direction. Now it is okay. So orientation mainly depends on its it works on 313 principle, Euler's angle. So we'll modify the cylinder. We will length will keep as a 20, radius will increase to, let's say, 100, so that there will be wide contact between tire and this face. Now apply. Now we'll create another cylinder. It will be the part of this, so add to the part, or later you can merge this. So select the part, test rig 1, will start this location here, cylinder center. So initially it is okay, whatever the orientation, later we will change the orientation. So here it was 0, 90, 180. So there will be change in orientation. So cylinder 2 will change the length, let's say 100, and we will keep length as, let's say, sorry, radius as 25. Okay, and we'll create one more cylinder which will be the on the ground. So location, let's say we'll choose here, and again we will change the orientation. So go to the ground, so cylinder is appearing here. So marker 172, it's position marker or orientation marker. We'll keep as 0, 90, 180, and its y position we will keep as slightly upper, let's say 500. We'll move it slightly upper. So again we'll take as a 450. Okay, it is moving now. Let's say again we'll change little bit, 460. Okay, 470. Okay, now we'll change the radius of this cylinder. So radius, length, let's say 200. Okay, radius will keep as a 30, increase little bit, 50. Okay, so this one side test rig we have created. What we will do, we will copy this one. So right click and copy, so it will appear at same location. So I will rename it as a test rig 2, and we have to change the location of these markers. So we'll see it is a symmetric about y-axis, so we need to change location of x-axis, x coordinate. So marker 170, so just make it as a plus 316 because it is symmetric. So one side is negative, one side will be positive, so it has moved to this location. And similarly second marker 316, so it will come to this location. So these are the position markers. It will define the location of that object and orientation. So this is a very good provision in the Adams. So we'll create copy of this cylinder also. Create copy. So this one is created. Its position marker is not appearing, so better to delete. So create separately. Choose this one and we can merge this to the ground. So merge this part 98 to the ground. Continue. So we have to change the orientation 0, 90, 180 and location. We'll see what was the location of marker 170, 470 and what was the radius and length. Radius is 50, length is 200. So modify this cylinder. Radius is, length is 200, radius is 50. Apply y coordinate as a 470. Okay, so we have created this test rigs. Now we have to create joints and contacts between tire and test rig. So what we have to do first, we have to do contact and constant. Contact will needed between this tire and this round solid, and joint will be planar joint or in plane joint. If you go in connector part, so there is a in plane joint. So in plane joint primitive will be required if you want to keep this part, this body in plane, and also it will be able to rotate. So tire will also rotate about vertical axis when the suspension moves up and down. Also it will not lose contact between this test rig part and tire. So we will create these contacts first, sorry, joints. So go to the in plane joint primitive, two body one location, not normal to grid, pick geometry feature. So its axis should orient in vertical direction. So more information you will get in help menu. I recommend to go to the help menu. So choose first part as wheel FR front right, second part is a test rig. Location we have created that location rig marker. So right click here, rig marker will appear. Choose that rig marker and direction will be y direction or vertical direction of that marker. So click OK. So you will see the joint is created. You can see the plane is in vertical direction. I will change the background to the blue. So now you can visualize this is the plane is in horizontal direction or horizontal plane. We want this kind of arrangement and its axis is normal to horizontal plane. So similarly here, go to the joint primitive, first body as a wheel front left, second body is a test rig. Location of the joint will be at rig marker. We have not renamed, I think, that marker name, so wheel FL rig marker. OK is available. I will go to the front view. Now we can visualize better way. Choose joint in plane joint primitive, two bodies one location, pick geometry feature not normal to the grid. Front wheel F left side, test rig 2, second body, location right click, rig marker, and normal axis is the along the Y. So this is created. If you don't understand, it will prompt the direction, or it will prompt the command what is the next step. So you can see in next step also what will be the next step defining this kind of joint in a bottom side. So these joints we have created, so these will appear in connector section. So I will rename this front right joint, and this one is the front left FL joint, so that it will be easy to recognize. And for temporary we will deactivate this part, handle deactivate. Okay, and we will hide this whole part. We need to hide, show, hide all this. We'll select all the solid, appearance is off, name visibility off. Okay, so related joint also be deactivated automatically. Then we will deactivate this tie rod also. We'll create separate tie rod, deactivate. Okay, then deactivate this one also. Now we'll create the contact first. So go to the force tab. Here there will be contact. We will keep in front view. So I solid pick as this solid 8, proper solid should be selected, and J solid pick this one, solid or cylinder 122. Keep friction on, apply. So then second contact between this tire, solid 180, pick second solid or J solid as this cylinder 120. We will reduce this contact stiffness, let's say 5000, or keep as it is 1E5. Okay, so contact is created. Now there will be translation joint between these two. So go to the connector, translation joint, first body as a rig 1, second body ground. Location you can specify here. So right click, so choose center of mass marker. Direction will be along the vertical axis. So it's now x-axis of this, so choose that direction. Similarly for this side, first body test rig, second body ground. Location will keep it as the center of mass, and direction is along the vertical side. So this we have created joints. Then we will fix this frame to the ground. So go connector, fix. First part is a frame, second part ground. Location we will choose the center of mass of this frame. So where is the center of mass? Okay, frame center. Okay, we will choose random location. So make sure that is a symmetric one, it will not affect. So other joints we have already created. Just if you refer the model, you will find this joint. I will provide the link for this model also, so don't worry. So now we will give motion to the this test rig or post. So go to the motion, translation joint motion. First we have to select which joint. So this joint, second one this joint. So go to the connector menu, we will rename these joints. So rig 1 motion, and copy this, and second one is the rig 2 motion. So here motion 4, 5. So these are the revolute motions of the tire. Deactivate that, we will not require the rotational motion to the tires, so deactivate. Then motion 4, so we will define the motion here. So I want maximum movement, let's say 20 mm, and I will create a sine function, sine into 2 into pi and I want in 1 second it will move 2 times. So let's say 2 frequency is 2 into time, so 2 pi nt. So basically this is the syntax. I will copy same for another joint. Okay, apply. Okay, motion phi, here define the motion. I will create minus here because I want to move the tires in opposite direction. If you define same, so it will move in same direction. So first we will run sample simulation. Just we will look whether it is running properly or not. So go run, simulation time is 1, step size we will take as 0.1, simulation type dynamic, then run it. Some warning we are getting, ignore it initially. So it is moving, so tires are rotating here and there because tie rods are not available, because tie rods will restrict the rotation of wheels. So if we run this, so at least it is moving. Now we'll go to the creating the tie rods. So now we will move to the tie rod creation. So we have seen that post or test rig is working properly. So we will create tie rod separately. So this model tree, we will show this handle part. Go to the handle model tree, we will show all the parts. So appearance, visibility on. So now we can see we have shown all the parts. So this tie rod we will hide, we will not require this already available tie rods. We will create separately simplified tie rod one. So you can see these are the two balls. We will create one grounded dummy part for at this location. So just go to the cylinder, we will start it from this marker already available and up to this marker. Sorry, we'll create once again. We'll take center of this rod or cylinder. So right click, handle, center, okay, and same center at this location also. Okay, so this is a grounded part we have created, so it will act as a dummy part. So rest of the handle we will hide now, or we can delete also, but keep it as if we keep at is at as a deactivated part, so that if we need later we will use that. So this dummy part is created, we will fix this part to the ground. So body, hide this model tree, connector part, fix joint. I will zoom it, you can zoom it by using window. So choose this part 98, second part as a ground. We will keep location as the center of mass, where it is center mass. So part 90 is center of mass marker. So we have created this. So what I will do, I will change the color of this part so that we can see it properly. So go to the appearance, so color, choose let's say magenta. So yes, so we can differentiate the parts. So now we will create the tie rods. So this old joints, we will hide these joints first. So go to the connector, so these are the deactivated joints, hide these joints. So when we deactivated those part, these joints will also get deactivated automatically. So we will hide this, hide. Okay, we will create a tie rod between this ball part and this grounded part. So go to the cylinder, body cylinder. We'll start from here. Wheel mount, marker, sorry, it is okay, from this cylinder center to up to this part location. Okay, so we'll reduce the radius, so we'll change the name tie rod 1. So go to the cylinder, modify, length will be by default, we have chosen those 2 points, so just radius change to, let's say, 10 mm. So again it is very high, let's say change to 5 mm, so it will be look compatible. Okay, so we want to move this to this one, so marker will increase the Y location, so make it as a 242. Let's say what will happen, so it is going to this one, but at the same time it is also moving from this side. So what we'll do, we'll create one more part, so tie rod, so this marker, choose this marker and second location as this marker and delete this one. So this is one good thing, good practice for creating the part. So we will choose, so change the color appearance, so we will keep as let's say aquamarine, 5 mm radius is okay. I think this is not created correctly, we will create more another one. So starting location this marker, ending location marker 190, we choose marker 192, delete this, edit the cylinder radius, keep it as 5. Okay, now it is okay. So here we will add one spear at this end so that it will look like a ball joint. So add to the part, select this part 101, location here, part, okay, cylinder part 101 cylinder, so cylinder radius is quite high, so we'll edit here, we'll keep it as a 10 10 10, so its size will get reduced, we can see, or let's say 15 15 15. Okay, so now it looks like tie rod. Similarly we will create here also, go to the cylinder, so choose, so here we'll choose center location of wheel mount right. Okay, laterally we'll create more another part, so we'll choose center of this, so it is created. Now we will change the location of position marker to 242, so that it will go to the exact location of this ball. So I will reduce radius to 5. Now we'll create another cylinder, first location at this marker, second location at the center of this cylinder. Okay, delete old one. Now reduce the radius to 5 mm. Okay, and we will add spear here, not new part, add to the part, choose part which were added, part 103, and location at the center of this part 103. Click anywhere, it will appear as a larger radius, so you can reduce the radius to 15, 15, 15. Now tie rods we have created, we will change the color of both tie rods. Appearance color aquamarine, apply, and rename this tr1, let's say. Then sorry, tr2. Now we will create the joints of tie rods. So here there will be spherical joint, so go to the connector, spherical joint. First part is a tie rod 1, second part is the wheel mount, left side. Location will be at this this marker, it will prompt that marker. So this joint is created. Then another spherical joint here, choose spherical joint. First part right click, tie rod 2, second part right click here, wheel mount right, location 198 marker. So these joints are created. Now we have to define hook joint or universal joint at this location. So joint, so go to this joint section. So create hook joint oriented by shaft. Hook joint you can create by defining the orientation of the shaft, or universal joint, double click for universal joint oriented by cross. So you can see universal joint, it has a cross. So if you want to define hook joint, orientation should be defined by using direction or axis of the shaft, but in universal joint you have to define direction of that cross. So basically if you go to in help menu, Adams view help, I will just show for little bit, it will not take much time. So just it is better to understand, because you should know what is exactly difference in hook joint and universal joint. If you know it is good, but still I will showcase. So here you can go to the search menu and type here hooks, it will show the. So you read just this help menu, you will find many information. No result, sorry, we will type universal, go hook and universal joint tool. So example of hook joint, you can see axis is along the shaft. So first axis, first part, second axis along the shaft. But in universal joint, first axis along the cross, second axis is along the cross. So this is the difference in defining hook joint and universal joint. So we will define hook joint. For universal joint you have to double click, single click will be hook joint. Okay, so location, first part is a tie rod 1, second part is this grounded part, location at this marker. First we will define the orientation of this tie rod. So we will orient it along the length of the tie rod, so CM Z direction, and second direction will be grounded part direction. Okay, now you can see the in top view, we can see the orientation is proper. So one orientation is along the tie rod length and another is along the this cylinder length. We will hide this frame. Now you can see orientation. Now for second universal joint or hook joint, single click for hook joint. First part is tie rod, second part 98, that is grounded, location first tie rod 2 marker 191 99, direction is along the length of this tie rod, so CMZ, and second direction along the this axis. So you can see tie rod is created or joint is created properly. Now we will simulate this. Front view, press V for to hide this all the joint and constraint. Go to the simulation, 1 second, step size. So now you can see in previously tire was rotating, now tire is not rotating because there is a tire rod to constrain the motion. We will simulate for 4 seconds and update graphics display, unclick, run it. We will save the simulation result of this simulation. So here in you can go to this part. Here we'll show the save. So model, save the simulation result, save run result, name without tie rod. So we have not created tie rod yet. We will run the animation. So this way, like we can simulate the suspension test. I will show the frame is hidden, frame show simulation or animation, examine the animation, examine all the part. So this way you can create a suspension test rig for your vehicle analysis. So in next part of this video we will create the tie rod. So we will model this tie rod in second part of this video. Till now you can refer this model and practice it. I will provide the link for this model. Start by initiation with your own model. If you have your own model, it will be better for your understanding. If it is not, you can use this. If you go to the GrabCAD website, you will find some suspension models and you can use these suspension models, or if you have your own geometry you can use this. So try step by step, don't try to skip any step. So understand properly how this joint, which joint should be defined. It is important because we have seen we have to define that hook joint or universal joint, where to define spherical joint, because if you create a faulty joint, even if it is working, but it will add redundancy to the system, it will create some lock mechanism. So it was a simple problem. So in next part of the video I will show how to model that anti-roll bar, and also I will explain how can we use uh, some flexible connections from this force menu bushing. So this one also new part to here. So thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe, share and like our videos. Thank you.